Friday morning. Another busy week completed. Okay, so 4 Ps. In various times I went over products, different pricing strategies, a few distribution strategies, and now I'm going to talk about promotion for a little bit here. So promotion is, I think, start at the beginning. What is the aim of promotion? Of course, we have all these wonderful products that have features and benefits that the consumer wants. We have a place for them to buy it. We have a price that we expect that they will want to pay for it. And now we need to get the message to the people about what we're offering. So, aims of promotion: get attention. I think I would add to this, I would inform customers about what is available. Try to persuade them that it's something they need. Develop a brand image, I think that's fair. Encourage wholesalers and retailers to stock the product. Yesterday I was talking about how there's a relationship between distribution and promotion. And in order to get, as it says here, wholesalers and retailers to be interested in the product, it helps them to sell if you're following up your distribution with a promotional campaign. So if you can show them that you've got support and they feel that there's some demand coming for the product from their distribution channel, then they're going to be more willing to support you because they're making money and the product is moving. I don't really agree with the last part. It says following a problem with the product. Sometimes you can promote a product by offering, lifetime warranties or some kind of extra benefit that makes the customer feel like, okay, well, this is great. I don't have to worry about it breaking. So that would be, that's fantastic. If you can add that as some kind of bonus value to customers. But in general, I would say problems with the product belongs to service. And I would keep that with product. Most guarantees and warranties would stay with the product. They don't change. Some of them are actually done by law. So I don't know if I would include that, but I would definitely include informing customers in this list of bullet points. The definition of promotion. I'll get out of here. What is this stupid URL for? Oh, killing me. So killing me. Why does it do this every time? Unbelievable. Oh my God.
Or the Aebme group.
I'm not getting much out of that. What a nice definition. Promotion, marketing. Promotion refers to any type of communication, that's the key, used to inform or persuade the target audiences of the merits of a product, service, or brand. And sometimes it's for some public issue like wash your hair. The aim of promotion is to create awareness interest, generate sales, and brand loyalty. So that is actually a pretty good definition, worthy of being bigger. So if you were to refer to that, that would be great. Okay, so then you all need a promotional strategy. You recognize this. In order to create your strategy, you have to consider the options that you have. So here in the box on page 59, page 59 in your book, it talks about at least four different ways that you can achieve promotion. The most common one that we're familiar with is advertising. Earlier this semester, we compared advertising to something called publicity or PR, and you have a handout on that that compares those two. We know that the biggest difference is that advertising is paid for, and that publicity is typically earned or free, and that we can control the message in advertising much more directly to our customers, whereas publicity, it's less controllable and it could be positive or negative. On the other hand, people trust publicity more than they trust advertising because they know that the advertising comes from you. So of course you're going to say that your product is great and you may not tell the whole story. Whereas publicity or reviews or different places that talk about you in the media might be more honest about the pluses and minuses of your product or service. Sales promotion. Sales promotion, confusing words. Excuse me. Damn it. Sales promotion refers to discounts or buy one, get one free, or some kind of system that you come up with to give some maybe loyalty cards. If people buy 10, they get one free, or they get a stamp. Or for example, Starbucks, every month or two I get a free drink, or some yearly planner or something that they give to me as a promotion. And then personal selling. So we have personal selling is this kind of promotion would be in store. If you are getting samples, someone's offering you some samples in a supermarket of a product. People calling you directly. Sometimes they try to call you on the phone. They call me, but they speak Vietnamese, so I can't really understand them, so they hang up directly. But this is a hard sell to call directly. You get all these people, they come to your house and try to sell you life insurance as if you're just sitting around at home all day thinking about your death. Anyway, so those are personal selling, advertising. Oh, one more difference. Advertising uses media, right? You have to understand that. Okay, the organization needs to set up a strategy for promoting the product or service to the consumer. Promotion involves the communication of information about the product to the target market, which means that you have to know which media is the target market's media, their preferred media. This, while also attempting to influence the behavior and attitudes of the customer about the brand, to make them aware of the positioning and the differentiation that you have between you and your competitors. Promotion methods can fall into a variety of categories. So again, advertising, paid, chosen media, controlled, publicity, less controlled but cheaper, personal selling, quite expensive, but directly using people's sales ability, and promotions where people get discounts and benefits if they buy the product. So that's, yeah, there's a few extra examples here, not really, no, it's okay. Everything in that box is fine. Promotional methods. Okay, so those are the different kinds of methods, and and psychology of an advertisement is kind of different, right? So if you understand your product, you have to understand the motivation that the customer has to buy it, and also how they buy it, the buying behavior. So buying behavior is critical in this promotional game. So the example that they're giving here is two kinds of promotion called push and pull. So it's a good way to break down the original kinds of advertisement. Of course, we have goals with our advertisements, such as to inform, information advertising versus persuasive advertising. So informing is, you might not be aware of this, but there is something that can help you, blah, blah, blah. And persuade is you have to, you need this product, right? You need it, it's important. Oh my God. I don't want to smash this machine. Oh my God. Okay, so that's, the general category, that's what, if you understand your product, you understand how people buy. Sometimes you want something and you know what you want. You will go to the ends of the earth, you will chase it down, you will find it. Sometimes you are just shopping and you're not sure what you want, and something catches your eye and you just think, oh, okay, I'll just buy that. So those two customer behaviors or styles of buying fall into two categories in terms of promotion. They're called push and pull. And I usually use an example of, I call it the Mercedes and the Kit Kat. And you can imagine those two things, right? So if someone has an interest or a desire to buy a car, and the car that they want to buy is a luxury car like a Mercedes, then their interest in the product is going to be inspired by these kind of advertisements where you have, a class ahead. You have these advertisements that are very much based on some of them get into safety now. They're trying to change their image a little bit. S-Class. One of the
best. The S-Class has sat at the leader. The best. The S-Class has sat at the pinnacle of automotive excellence for generations. The one car that continually innovates and pushes technology forward. On each S-Class there lies a simple badge, and it serves as our constant reminder to never rest on laurels and to forever earn the star. This is the 2020 S-Class from Mercedes-Benz. The best or nothing. And
the best or nothing. Look at this guy, look at this guy. He wants that Mercedes-Benz, oh my God. So that's what we call pull promotion. So a pull promotion is something where you already have a desire to buy the product. So when I advertise to you, I'm just reminding you of what you already want. Most people have probably considered buying a car, or at least buying a luxury car, before they see this ad. This is just reminding them of what they already want. Maybe they saved up for 20 years. Maybe they're about to retire and this is their dream, is to have a Mercedes S-Class. he looks at it like it's, you know, the greatest thing, you know, in the world. It's like to be respected. And that customer already wants to buy the product. When the early iPhones were coming out, we got up to iPhone 4 and 5, people knew about it before it was released, or exactly as it was released. And people wanted it desperately. And it didn't matter how they got it, you know, they would just find it. So as an advertiser, for example, you don't really have to sell the product. You just have to show its availability and that you have it. So too many people would say they had an iPhone at a certain point, and so people would think, okay, this is some cheap Chinese copy because there's no way that so many people can have this phone so quickly. But all the little mobile phone shops would say, hey, we have the new iPhone, and people would be like, really? But they would look for it until they would find it. Of course, they would also pay like a premium price, like a Mercedes or early iPhone. And the distribution strategy that goes with that is good. So the product is already understood as being like a luxury good or something that's unique or different or niche or has some characteristics the customer wants. The pricing is going to be high, premium, luxury pricing, maybe skim pricing if it's a new gadget or some new electronics. In terms of place though, which is interesting, is that you don't really have to care about, you know, you say, okay, well, maybe for brand image, that Mercedes would want to have a shop in the center of Saigon, but it's very expensive and very difficult to get that much space just to put a car in it. And you know that the people who are interested in the Mercedes, they're not caring about where they buy it. It's not important to them whether they buy it in District 1 or GoVap or Tuduk or Kuchi. They don't care. They will travel to buy it because they really, really want it. So in a pull promotion strategy or a pull promotion situation with your product or service, you know that your customer already wants the product, so they will come to you. So a pull promotional strategy involves a lot of spending on advertising before the release. So you're trying to build demand so the customers are already demanding it before it comes out. Before the release or a release of a product or service, to create demand from customers for the product before. When it's released, consumers will already request it from retailers or wholesalers. So think about movies. Some movies that people are waiting for, they build up demand for it, the cinema gets ready for it. The cinema will do some promotion at the cinema, but for the most part, they're just gearing up for the demand to come to them. So a pull promotion strategy means that you create demand before you distribute. So your advertising should be based on building awareness and following the playing into the consumer's desire. Why do they want to have that product? In the Mercedes case, the people want to have it. If you look at Maslow, you start with the lower lens of Maslow, physiological security. Right now with coronavirus, everything is about security, belonging, status, and self-actualization. So you're at the fourth level of Maslow with a lot of these products. You're about status, you're about standing out from the crowd. So that's the way that you'll focus your advertising. You'll focus on the hierarchy of needs, status. Push and pull promotion. Push promotion is different. Push promotion is when, that's the Kit Kat, so the Mercedes and the Kit Kat. Kit Kat is happening to me. I bought a Kit Kat yesterday. There's a Kit Kat. I bought that Kit Kat when I was in a convenience store. I was in a Circle K. I just wanted some little bit of chocolate. I didn't want to have to fight with the big chocolate bar. This was the cheapest choice that tastes good, so I bought the Kit Kat. So I bought it without anybody pushing me. I mean, because it was there. I'm sorry, I was pushed into it because I looked at the thing and there was some chocolate next to the counter where I was paying, and I was like, okay, well, I'll just buy it now. So a push promotion strategy usually happens not before, you're not trying to create demand, but you're trying to push the customer when they're actually at the shop. So that's called point of sale. If you remember, in distribution, point of sale is the retail outlet. So usually most of the promotion happens at the point of sale. You see this with all kinds of, everywhere you go in a convenience store, they have different discounts, 2-for-1s, and they try to push you to take advantage of those discounts. That's called push promotion. A push promotional strategy attempts to create demand from the customers for the product at the point of sale. Information about the product is disseminated through the distribution chain, the wholesalers, and the retailers. Retailers, that's the point of sale, are encouraged to know as much as possible about the product and to advocate for its benefits. When a push strategy is used, the customer is directly advised to, and the distribution chain is flooded with the product. So on a lower level, you buy stuff in a convenience store spontaneously. On a slightly higher level, you go into the electronic shop. Din may tin hoa, din may chalon, din may nguyen kim, and you go in there and you see a million TVs that all look different, or the same, or very similar. And it's really hard to look at value for money with a TV, right? Because they have different videos. Some of the videos they're showing are HD. The settings on the TVs can all be manipulated to make one TV look better than the other TV. So it's very hard to know which one is actually the best quality. There's a bunch of pictures on screens. So what usually happens is that people go and they want to ask for additional information from the staff. So that's when the staff decides to push whatever they're getting pushed to sell. So if Sony gives extra money to the salespeople under the table to push Sony products, then the staff is going to tell you that the Sony TVs are the best. So push strategies, you have to be, sometimes you're pushed into something, sometimes you make a quick decision, but a lot of times, when you make a quicker decision, you're making a decision that's not as strong. So that's push and pull. Push is to create demand before the customer comes in the shop, and that's pull. And push is when demand is created within the at the selling point. Okay, so those are the main two different kinds of promotional campaigns. I'm going to run a video now with our friend over here. Take a break from my voice.
Hi there. Let's spend a few minutes looking at some of the key decisions a business needs to make in relation to how it promotes its goods and services. With promotion, there's so many different ways of reaching the target audience and trying to get your message across, from flyers and leaflets offering special offers, to apps, online marketing, getting influencers to promote your products, and good old-fashioned methods like billboards here in the iconic Times Square in New York City. Classic promotional methods. But what are these methods trying to achieve? Well, when you come to consider the best or the most effective method of promotion, the key thing is to understand why promotion is important. What is its role in the extended marketing mix? And really there are sort of two key areas, two key objectives in promotion. One is to try to make target customers, target consumers aware of the existence of products and services, aware of how they are positioned. And the next thing is to try to persuade those customers to buy. And it could be that the persuasion is the hardest task. Sometimes you have to remind them several times to buy. But oftentimes businesses forget that a big part of promotion is to simply make customers aware of the fact that the products or good or service is available, particularly with so many competing marketing and promotional activities going on. There's so much noise. How do you cut through? What are the different methods? Well, the idea of the promotional mix is to put together the right mix, the right blend of promotional activities in order to achieve or help the business achieve its marketing objectives. So no business will just rely on one, and neither will a business necessarily use all the different types of promotion. Might be worth pausing the video for a minute just to jot these down. These are the sort of 5 or 6 key methods of promotion. Advertising, which is paid for promotion.
So I think you have these already. There's really nothing extra on there. Direct advertising, sales promotion, which has to do with personal selling. And it's very closely tied to direct marketing. Direct marketing meaning that they come to your house and they put some flyer on your door. Actually, let me go through this again. Advertising, paid for, using media, sales promotion, discounts, loyalty cards, direct marketing, where they put flyers in your house. Personal selling is when someone actually talks to you or you're in the supermarket having samples. PR, public relations, is of course based on the information that the media knows about your company and how they report about you without your influence. And branding. But branding this is reinforcing the brand image. This is not about creating brand, and brand awareness, but the actual brand itself is something that belongs to product in the marketing mix.
Different media like newspapers, online, via social media and so forth. Sales promotion, where you put a promotional offer, perhaps a 2-for-1 offer, buy one, get one free, in order to encourage a consumer to buy. Direct marketing, which can be both direct mail as well as direct marketing via other media. Personal selling, where you have selling teams going out to meet prospective customers, prospective buyers, to try to get them to buy. And then you've got stuff like PR, public relations, which is really all about building awareness of the goods and services, as well, of course, branding. And there's a separate video in our series that looks at the value and importance of branding in the marketing mix. Well, what factors decide or influence how you put your promotional mix together? Well, I've listed 5 of them there. It might be worth adding those to the notes. Of course, there are others, but I've tried to pick out the most important factors that determine what methods of promotion a business uses. So, for example, let's pick out 2 or 3. The product life cycle. So, for example, a product that is at the introduction stage of the product life cycle is clearly going to require some promotional methods that are mainly based around building awareness of this new product in the marketplace. Perhaps a product that is at the maturity or decline stage. Well, let's take the decline stage of the product life cycle. Perhaps the promotional decision is more around sales promotion, trying to encourage consumers to come back to the product or to buy some more, perhaps in conjunction with a price offer. The nature of the product.
All right, this is pretty useful. Let's see. So, these are the factors influencing your decisions. So, I just mentioned 1. Is your product the kind of product that customers are going to want to be pulled towards? They already want to buy it before they come into the shop? Or is your product something that you have to create demand for it? So the nature of the product, so I think that's part of that. Also, the stage in the life cycle. I'm not going to go into it in detail, but when a product is new, customers need to be informed and taught how to understand the product. But as the time goes by and the people are familiar with the product, they just need to be reminded about the brand. They don't really need to be, you don't need to learn what Coca-Cola is anymore. You don't need to know, you already value it, or you already have made your value judgment about it, so you don't really, if you're a consumer of that product, then reminding you just keeps it in your mind. Competition. Is the competition making a huge marketing push, which might mean that they're trying to take your market share, so you might have to respond? And what messages do your competitors use, and does that affect the way that your product is perceived? And you have to position your product differently because of their moves. Money! Obviously, how much money you have determines what kind of media you can choose, and it determines how much research you can do, as well as what you can buy, and how much you're going to have to rely on publicity if you don't have a lot of money for advertising. And the target market. It says appropriate ways to reach your target market, which basically means that the media that your target market is using. So appropriate ways to reach your target market means the media of the target market.
Information you need before you buy. So some kind of products, impulse buys like chocolate bars, you need relatively little promotional activity. You just need to make sure that your place or distribution is right. You've got the products on display. But for products where customers require a lot of reassurance and a lot of information before they buy, that's going to influence the methods of promotion that you use. And similarly, the competition. You know, a business needs to be looking at what its competitors are doing in terms of promotional mix. And in particular, trying to either gain an advantage by maybe making a more effective use of different types of promotion, or making sure that where a competitor is being very effective in a promotional strategy, that they are also replicating that and trying to do the same thing. There we go then, that's just an introduction to this concept called promotion and the decisions a business needs to take.
Okay, so that's a fairly good overview. I'm going to go through a few promotional technologies, maybe. Yeah, we can go through a few of them, but obviously, okay, so I'll just go through, I'm on page 60 right now, and I'm not going to talk about, this is old, you know, everything in here is very old. We have one more concept, I guess, that we should mention. It's called above the line and below the line. Don't ask what the line is. That's a funny word. Below the line, above the line, below the line. Promotion can be loosely classified as above the line and below the line. The promotional activities carried out through media, like television, radio, and newspapers, is considered above the line, whereas below the line promotion or communications refers to non-media communication or even advertising. I think below the line is not clear enough. Below the line promotion is used for promotional methods that can be controlled by the company selling the goods or service, such as in-store offers and direct selling. So the things that you directly talk to customers. And also PR. PR would be below the line, right? It's not, anything that's not traditional media is going to be called below the line advertising. So when you make your marketing budget, you usually make your advertisements for traditional media, which cost a lot more, and then your creativity and your support for those advertising campaigns comes from below the line work. They call them technologies. You'll see it in your marketing key. Promotional technologies. So when I say promotional technologies, I'm referring to all media, so not just the internet. Let's see. The internet and digital technologies are part of our lifestyle and provide us with information, commerce, and entertainment. Businesses have seen our use of technologies and have developed promotional strategies to exploit technological capability. For example, or an example of this is society's increased use of the internet for news and entertainment. Spending on advertising online is growing and maybe greater than spending on advertising in magazines and on the radio. So it's changing, it's true, traditional media is still very useful for mass market products, but if you have a niche product, it's getting much easier to use online advertising or social media to reach smaller, more targeted audiences. Print, television, radio, these are all technologies as well. These media are funded through selling advertising. Advertising is a promotional tool used by businesses to educate, inform people about their goods, services, and brands. If a business is promoting itself by using a sale or some special offer, that's called a sales promotion. Advertising this in print media and on television and radio is used to raise awareness not only of the product but the sales promotion. Different magazines, television, and radio shows are aimed at different target markets. This is why you have to understand your customer. Businesses buy advertising space on media that are aimed for the same target market as the product or service. And then it goes on about music for no reason. I think that that's pretty much what I want to cover just now. I don't think I need to cover more, and I'll finish this, I'll do another half lesson on media next time. So, main points to highlight is that there are 4 or 5 different main ways to communicate, that strategies for products depend on push or pull promotion, that the kinds of advertising that we can do are considered either above the line, traditional media that's paid for, or below the line, which includes, going face to face, viral marketing. You could get graffiti artists to do murals about your product and use that to support your advertising. So there's above and below the line, and that it's important that you know your target market in order to select the media that you're going to choose, especially for a niche product. So that's a short introduction to promotion, but we'll talk about specific kinds of promotion next class and also compare them in terms of their effectiveness.